lighting can make a huge difference in the appearance of your Jeep, and if you're looking for some unique ways to add that into your build on your 2018 or newer JL Wrangler, these Auraxium LED fender vent lights with the DRL and turn signals will be a great pick. Now these will be great for the JL owner who's looking for a subtle yet standout way to add some additional lighting to their Wrangler, whether they want a more lit up appearance to the Jeep at night for show, or you want to enhance your presence on road, which will keep you a little bit safer. Now while it will be great for both of those reasons, these will not require any modifications or a permanent install if you also want an easy way to achieve all of those benefits. These will sit right into that recessed portion of the quarter panel and form to the current vent, creating a snug and uniform fit with a lot of sporty detailing thanks to the lines and dimension that's going to add that extra character to your Jeep. Now the main function here besides the appearance is the strip of LEDs on the back here. These will have a white DRL light and an amber switchback function for the turn signal, which will illuminate the side of the Jeep at night and make it much more noticed on the road, keeping, again, you a little bit safer, but also setting your rig apart from the rest. These have an ABS plastic housing, which is perfect for this application considering its strength. It's also very lightweight, and the fact that the materials are easy to mold, which will allow this to fit perfectly into that recessed portion on the quarter panel. Now the black gray textured appearance to it will also match with other OE plastics, and you can even color match this or paint it with the right prep, prime, and painting process if you choose to do so. The LEDs will also be very long lasting with a low power draw, so they will last over time without you having to worry about them. Now on the back, these will also be lined with strips of automotive grade 3M tape for the install, and if they're installed properly, they shouldn't budge even at high speeds. Now you're also getting a long lead of wires with this. You will have to do a little bit of wiring. It's very simple. We'll show you how to do that in a minute, but it does come with a nice sheathing on top, so you can tell that this does have a quality build even down to the wires. Now this set here is about $80, and compared to other accent lighting, that's gonna be a great price. There's a wide range of accent lighting from the placement that they're at, to the color, to the purpose, but this one is placed in a tasteful and subtle spot that's sure to be recognized without being over the top. It's also an easy way to add on that's not going to require any tough work or modification to do, which makes it a great addition if you want a simple way to make your JL stand out. Like I said, install for this will require a little bit of wiring, but again, it's pretty simple, nothing too intimidating, and nothing that you can't do at home thanks to the hardware that's included. Now, I would call this a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and the process should only take about an hour or so to get them installed. However, let's head over to the shop, check out a detailed breakdown on how you can get these onto your JL. So that's gonna wrap it up for me. Let's get into the install.
The tools you'll need for this project are a ratchet, a 10mm socket, a trim panel removal tool, a soft panel removal tool, possibly a pair of wire strippers and crimpers, a small flathead screwdriver, a pair of pliers. You'll need also to source some electrical connectors and the included adhesion promoter and alcohol pads. Hi everyone, today we're installing a set of vent lights on our Wrangler, so let's get started. And before we get to installing these new vent lights, you want to make sure that you've got a clean surface, so make sure that you wash it really well. And then, once you've got it washed, the kit does come with some alcohol prep pads. What you're going to want to do is open those up and then use it to wipe down the area where the new vent light is going to adhere to the body. Now, once you've got that cleaned off, give it a couple of minutes, let the alcohol dry up. And then what you're gonna wanna do is test fit your light. You wanna know exactly where this is gonna go before you install it. So if you set it up where it's going to be, it'll give you a better idea of where to place this once we actually get to the install part. So once you're happy with where it's going to be, you can go ahead and pull this away and then use this adhesion promoter to go back over the area where it's actually going to be applied to the body. Now, because we're not leaving this on our vehicle as a permanent addition, we're not going to actually apply the primer. So you just want to make sure that you go around the entire area of where this thing is going to be sticking, because it does have double-sided tape all the way around it. Now, that being said, once you put the adhesion promoter on there, go ahead and let that dry for a little bit. And then you're going to need a soft trim panel removal tool. And the reason for that is we're going to lift up the edge of it here so that we can feed our wires in to connect to our factory harness. So we'll just use this, gently pry up the edge of the factory vent panel here, just enough to be able to feed the wires through. Once you've got that opened up, go ahead and take your wires and feed them in. Now, where these are going to go is inside the fender liner here inside your wheel well. So we'll worry about getting those out in a moment. Now, once you've got your wires fed through, on the inside curve of this vent panel here, there is a little indentation for this harness to fit into. So we'll just push that into that opening right there so that we can get a better adhesion of our vent panel itself. So we'll go ahead and feed this through. And then what you want to do is remove all of the red backing material here on the back side of your vent light. Now again, because we're not adding this to as a permanent addition to our vehicle, we're not going to remove all of the backing material. We're just going to take off some of it, just enough so that we can get it to stick, and you'll see how it looks. But what you'll want to do is remove all of it and then very gently and very carefully position this where you want it to go. So we'll start by removing a section of the backing material. Now, once you remove about 2 or 3 inches of it, you can fold it on the outside. That way it'll go ahead and be ready for you to remove the whole thing. It just makes it a whole lot easier, and you're not worried about sticking it someplace that you don't want it to be stuck on. Like I said, once you've got it pulled back, then you can stick it on the outside. And we'll do one more piece here down in the corner. All right, once you've got it started, on all of the pieces that you have here, you want to make sure that you get at least one end of it peeled away on all the tape. Now go ahead and finish feeding this back in. And then what you'll do is put it into position. And then press it down all around the edges that you've taken off. Once you're satisfied that that's where it's going, then you can start removing all of the red backing material of all of the pieces. And then once you get that done, then you're going to go ahead and press it down all around the edges where that tape is at. Then what you can do is go ahead and press the original vent back down into place. Now, once that's done, we can go ahead and run our wires up to the front where the parking light and the DRLs and the turn signals are located. Now, as you can see, we've removed our front wheel here. You do not have to do this. We only did it just to give you a better view, and so we can explain a little bit more in detail about what you have to do in order to get these lights connected. You can definitely do this with the tire on. It does make it easier with it off, but you don't have to remove it. So the first thing we're going to do here before we pull our wires, we've got a couple of push pins that we need to remove. One up here in the front of the wheel liner, and then there's another one just inside the lip here that has to come out. Now there's also two 10mm bolts that have to come out. One here and the other one right here. Once you get those out, then we can peel this liner back and give us better access to the wiring harness that we're going to be tapping into. So using our trim panel removal tool, we'll remove this first push pin here simply by getting under it and prying it away. Now, the second push pin, which I said is right here, can be a little difficult to get in there with your panel removal tool. So what I like to do is just go ahead and leave it for now. We'll get the bolts out and then we can pry it out from the back side. So the first thing we'll remove our 10mm bolts here. And then one up here in the front. Now with those out of the way, we can go ahead and reach up and pull our liner down, and then you'll see this other clip, this push pin right here. If you just pull down on this gently but firmly, you can get that to pop out as well. Now that being done, now we can go back to the back side of our fender liner and grab our wires. Now to pull our wires through, what you're going to do is reach in and grab the back corner of our fender liner here, and then you can reach up and locate the wiring harness for the vent and just pull that on through. Now once you've got it through, then we'll just go ahead and work it around up inside behind the fender liner here, and then peel our fender liner back from the front, everything that we disconnected there. So now we've got our wires up to the front, and we're going to be connecting to the parking light and DRL wires from the factory harness. Now as you can see, we've got 3 wires here from our new vent light. We have a red, a yellow, and a black ground wire. We need to connect these to our factory harness up here in order to make them work the way that they should. So what you're going to have to do, we've already done the hard work for you, is there are 3 wires in this harness right here in front. One is white with a green stripe, one is white with a brown stripe, and then the black ground wire. So the system comes with these quick connect connectors, and the way that they work is this outer edge, this outer hole here, you may need to use a small flathead screwdriver to help pry this open a little bit in order to be able to get it over the factory harness wire. Once you've got that over the factory harness wire, then you can take the correct wire from our vent light and put it into the other hole like so. Once you've got that in, then you can use a pair of pliers and crimp this metal fitting in the middle down around both wires. That will connect the 2 of them, and then once you've got that done, go ahead and flip the latch over and lock it into place. And we're not going to be using this because we're not, like I said earlier, we're not making this a permanent addition to our vehicle. So what we've done, we've installed a T-tap, which installs pretty much the same way as the quick connector that we just showed you. It's got a metal fitting in the middle. You put it over the wire, close the lid, use the pliers to clamp it down, and then you can put a spade bit on your vent wires here and plug it into the other side. Now we use this just because we do this a lot and we do a lot of changes. So you can do however you want to be able to connect these up, but those are the wires that you need to connect. A white with a green stripe, a white with a brown stripe, and the black wire. So now we're going to go ahead and put our spade bit on the ends of these wires so that we can plug them in. So first one we're going to hook up is our black wire. So we're going to cut this ring terminal off the end of it so that we can put our spade bit on. With that done, go ahead and strip off about 1/4 of an inch or so from the end of that, and then twist it together to keep it from fraying once we install it into the spade bit. And we'll take our spade bit, slide it over the end, and then using our crimper, we'll go ahead and crimp that onto the wire. Once you've got that done, you can do the same thing for the red and the yellow wires. Now we can go ahead and plug in our vent wires to our harness. The yellow wire is going to be your turn signal wire for the vent. That's going to connect to the white one with the green stripe. So we'll plug that in here. The red wire is going to be your DRL wire. That's going to go to the white with the brown stripe. And then our black ground wire is going to go to the black wire on the harness. Now that we've got everything going ahead and connected, we can go ahead and replace our fender liner, put in our 2 10mm bolts, and our push pins. All right, so we'll go ahead and set our fender liner back in place. Install our 2 push pins. And we'll install our 2 10mm bolts. And tighten them down. And that wraps up our review and install of the Raxium LED fender vent lighting with DRL and turn signal for your 18 and newer Jeep Wrangler JL. Thanks for watching, and remember, for all things Wrangler, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.